Hi, I'm Marty Levinson, and you don't want me anywhere near your hair.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson, Avi's barber, located on Toohey next to New York Bagel and Bialy, and we welcome you to Northtown News Magazine.
Hello, hello. I'm Marty Levinson, and welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine show with the greatest cameraman around, Sonny Hirsch, and your host, Avi Myers.
Thank you, Marty. Avi Myers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Dial us up on the web at ntnm.org. All of our shows are on YouTube. There's about 1,000 shows posted, and 1,000 different interviews, rather. So, check them out. We've got over 300,000 watches. So a lot of, and not to mention the fact that if you're watching this on YouTube, we are on regular TV in Chicago and throughout the north suburbs, and northwest suburbs. So, make sure you go to our website to see the times they're on TV. We are particularly big on community policing. Sonny Hirsch, in his spare time, is chairman of the District Advisory Committee of the 24th District. And I myself am also a beat facilitator, and it's almost 20 years now that I've been doing it. They told me, hey, could you do this for 2 months till we find a replacement? And I'm still waiting, guys. So, but anyway, I obviously enjoy it. It is a pleasure to introduce you. Now, there was a whole big, I wouldn't call it a shakeup, but there was, a change of guard in certain districts and certain people moving up in ranks, and being promoted and all the rest of it. And one of the newest commanders in the city of Chicago, and now the second highest ranking Jewish officer, I think he was second before, but he just moved up something of a notch, is the commander of the 14th District. He's also president of the Showroom Society. He's been on the show before, Captain Marc Buslik. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for inviting me back.
Thank you, and congratulations on the promotion.
Thank you very much.
So where is the 14th District?
The station's located on California, just south of Milwaukee. In terms of the community areas, we always talk about Humboldt Park, Logan Square, Wicker Park, Bucktown, and the very south end of Avondale. So
you got the happening areas.
Yes, I'm very pleased to say that. We're sort of the little Portland, Oregon, if you're familiar with Portland. So.
Yeah, I am, as a matter of fact. Yeah. I like the West Coast.
Yes, that's us.
So that's cool. So is it a high crime district? Is it a low crime district? Or
it is not a high crime district. As I said, we have parts of Humboldt Park. So there are some legacy, there's some legacy gang presence and some conflicts which are, again, kind of legacy things. We don't have any real high profile gang conflicts. It's more of a, well, you're a long time, this, and the people over there are a long time that, and they don't like each other. And occasionally some feathers get ruffled, and unfortunately somebody takes to gun violence, and, then we deal with it. It is not a lot, fortunately, and it's a very safe community. We work very well with a very diverse group of communities, and it's nice. It's a nice place to live. We have the largest number of people moving into the city within our district. So
I believe it.
We're very pleased about that.
Basically, Czech Place lives in your area, when it comes to restaurants. So, I know that these figures are supposed to be like, these figures aren't public, but, I did hear from some people that there were statistics. Recently, I know the 24th District was second in the city in crime reduction. Has there been a reduction of crime over the last year or several years?
There is. Year to date, our crime is down. The shooting numbers are about the same as last year. Keep in mind, last year was a historic reduction in shootings, and you're working against those really good numbers. But we're about even with last year. Over the last 2 or 3 years, our numbers are very good. Crime overall, violent crime overall, is down, which is very good for us because it reflects not just a change in sort of organic conditions, but that we're actually impacting crime. I like to say that unfortunately we're a district of victims. People have stuff that other people want to take from them. And we do a pretty good job of targeting those sorts of property crimes. And they're down as well.
So property crimes is the big thing by you, or?
It is. It's certainly bigger than the violent, street crime that other communities see.
Yeah, you know what? I know that I get to see the 24th district figures sometimes.
Right.
And, and I'm, having run the meetings for as long as I have, I don't hear about the kind of violent stuff in the neighborhood I used to. It's like people are snatching iPhones and things like that.
Right. We have, probably our biggest crime problem is people getting things stolen out of their car. We do a lot of education for potential victims and remind them, please don't leave your laptop sitting on your front seat of your car when you park the car at night. So it's that kind of crime of opportunity. One of the things we do on Tuesdays is we post our crime statistics on our Twitter feed. We're very transparent, very upfront about it. If we see a little bit of a blip up, we have to be held accountable for that. But I want people to know what's going on in the district.
What is your Twitter feed?
At Chicago Caps 14.
It's 014 or?
Just 14. So CHICAGO CAPS 14.
So Chicago Caps 14.
Right.
Hey guys in 024, you should learn from that. It confuses people when I send them to the Facebook site.
I understand that, and certainly the department has a very nice presence on Facebook. We find Twitter works real well for us. Our community is very into social media. We need to respond to that, and we do a very good job of that.
Actually, you're the only person I got on, of all my guests on the show today. I think virtually everybody is through social media. You were email, actually.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Because I think did you used to be on Facebook, or?
No. I'm
smart.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no, I just use it I get approached by all kinds of weird people, and as a matter of fact, I had some really wonderful anti-Israel, pro-Arab propaganda posted on my timeline yesterday. So there's dangers to play, but I get to meet a lot of people. I use it for business. Without that, there wouldn't be a Jewish Chicago. The TV show wouldn't have the same quality of guests. So it does help along those lines. So in terms of not too much gang activity. You've got snatch and grab. Snatch and grab's the problem here too. Not snatch and grab, but breaking into people's cars.
Right.
People shouldn't be leaving things out on their seat and all the rest of it. Are there a list of basic prevention things you try to approach people to do?
We do, and it depends on the kind of crime we're targeting. We do a very good job. My community policing office is very good at identifying those locations that are having problems in one category or another, and then we try to target it. It depends. A lot of it is about common sense. Think about whether you appear to be a good victim for an offender, or for an opportunistic offender, and then take precautions. Don't walk down a dark alley at 3 a.m. after you've been out drinking with your headphones plugged into your ears so you can't hear what's going on around you. That kind of thing, that's common sense. You'd like to be able to do whatever you want, but all you're doing is setting yourself up to be a victim. And there's a lot of different things people can do. The most common denominator is just keep your wits about you, be aware of your surroundings, know what's going on, and you'll generally be fine. Yeah,
I have, even though you can't tell by looking at the show, but I'm like 6'4", about 215, 220, so I'm not a small person. But when I was younger, I would find myself in some very interesting places in the middle of the night. I didn't know better than to be in.
Yeah, we all did when we were younger.
And the one thing I learned early on is that if you walk with confidence, where you are less likely to be attacked. And I had a I learned those. I had a girl working for me, when I had my office in the neighborhood here. And she worked at night. She was 5 feet tall. Maybe she weighed 98 pounds, dripping wet. But boy, did she have a bark on her. And I would ask her, do you want to make sure the door is locked, at night and all the rest of it? Because it wasn't really a retail business. We dealt with organizations and all the rest of it. You can always, go from there. She said no, she was fine with it. But I couldn't believe she handled people. It's like, wow. It's like her tone, her demeanor. She could handle herself, and she could scare a guy 3 times her size.
Good.
She was really good at it. That's you, Darlene, if you're watching. So, in any event, let's talk. I also want to touch, and we'll get back to crime, but I want to touch on the Shomrim Society because tell us what the Shomrim Society is.
Sure. The Shomrim Society of Illinois is an organization of Jewish law enforcement officers. It's the oldest of the ethnic organizations in the Chicago Police Department, well over 50 years. We have mostly Chicago police officers, Cook County Sheriff's officers, state and other suburban police officers, as well as some federal officers. And then associate members we have a number of judges, some elected officials who are Jewish and tangentially involved in the criminal justice system. A number of honorary members who are supporters of the organization as well as of law enforcement generally and the Jewish community.
Yeah, let me just point out, we're not allowed to ask for money on the show, but you do have, you're the president of the organization.
I am.
Okay, and you've got your big annual event on July 9th.
We do. This is a Person of the Year dinner. We're going to be honoring Lonnie Nassiter, who's regional director of the ADL. The ADL does tremendous work with the criminal justice system and with law enforcement in particular. We also give out an award for a Police Officer of the Year. This year it'll be Deputy Chief Jason Parrott from the Evanston Police Department. Jay's been a longtime member and supporter as well.
I am actually very familiar with him. Rabbi Dopolo Klein of the Evanston Chabad House is also a police chaplain in Evanston, a senior police chaplain. I've met him through him, and he's always very strong in his support of the police.
Yeah, good.
As a matter of fact, I think he was also helping with Dominion for a while over at the Chabad House.
Oh, really? Okay.
So that's when duty allowed. You stop to be a police officer first. But he's a really great guy. So that's going to be July 7th?
July 9th.
July 9th.
If you're interested, you can contact us at our website, which is shomrimillinois.org.
Very good. So so now as the new commander in the 14th district, what are there specific things you're looking to accomplish?
Fortunately, I've been there for about 8 years as the captain, the number 2 person in the district. And under the several commanders who I've worked for, we've established a very good effort and program in the district, and I anticipate continuing that. Again, we're going to look at targeting those sorts of legacy gang conflicts, as well as addressing the property crime that takes place, and be ready for anything that crops up. So it's a very stable kind of approach. I'm not looking to make any drastic changes. I'm responsible in a large way for what's going on now.
And it appears to be working.
It does.
I also want to ask you, in terms of community policing, how often do your beats meet? How many beats do you have there? How are they? And how often do they meet?
Okay, we have 12 beats in the district. The beats meet quarterly. We are very successful in our community policing efforts. I've been involved in community policing since about 1987 as a young police officer. I think it's the only successful approach, certainly to a large urban police department. So we're very involved with the community. I believe that it's a partnership. We cannot provide public safety on our own, nor can we expect the public to not be vested in that effort. So really it's a matter of co-production of public safety.
Very good. And if you'd like to check up, sorry guys, I have allergies. I don't usually have allergies, but 2 hours at Millennium Park last week during my lunch break from jury duty has really gotten to me. In any event, if you can go to Twitter to Chicago Caps 14.
Correct.
To check on what's going on in the 14th District. We'd like to congratulate you very much.
Thank you.
On your promotion to commander, as well as president of the Showroom Society. And don't forget, July 9th, the big event where they're honoring
Lonnie Nassiter from ADL and Deputy Chief Jason Parrott.
Very good. Thank you so much, Captain Marc Buslik, for gracing us.
Yep.